Hey, hey guys. Hi, what's up? Hope you're having a great weekend. I'm a bit tired, but let's do some tactics. So let's warm up while people is not here. Let's warm up with Battle Rush. I hope you can see the board. Yes, you can. Oh, am I supposed to take first? Okay. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Not entirely easy, this one. Is it? No, it wasn't easy. Okay. This is easier than the previous one. I mean, a piece is a piece. If h4 rook g1 check. Oh, checkmating one. Ooh. Check, check, check. And checkmate with the pawn. Not with the pawn, because he did the other way around. Yeah. Just this and take the queen. Huh. Yeah. Here? I don't see it. You don't see the finish there? Okay. Never mind. 32 is much better than what I expected. I'm sorry about my voice today, but it's a bit cracked. Let's see this last one. Hey Ravelanin, what's up? Why is chess.com doing these shitty things with the board? Okay, never mind. Oh, a 95 in the end, sure. This I did check with the rook, and I could check with the queen, which I totally missed. Oh, it was checkmating too. Sounds like a just woke up voice. I mean, I woke up like 1 hour ago, but now the problem with my voice is I've been to karaoke 2 days ago and still cracked. So here I'm supposed to trade first because I went rook b1 check. But yeah, it's not trade, it's going for the checkmate, Pepe. This is checkmate. Huh. Okay. Okay, makes sense. Okay, let's do one more puzzle rush before the tactics. Let's try to do 30 again. Okay. You did a good job singing then. Yeah, I did a... I'm not sure if it's a good job, but it was a good job at cracking my voice. Yeah. Voice sound cooler than normal. Good afternoon. Oh, is this cooler? It's gonna be hard work to to have this voice every time. And good afternoon. What up you think I'm missing here? Takes, rook king f2. Takes. Take everything. This obvious thing. I knew I was missing something obvious. Okay. I'm black. Okay. Oh my. Oh, checkmate 1. Bishop h3 in the end, or yeah. Bishop e2, Pepe. Bishop e2 is mate. You're in perfect shape to do some death metal growing karaoke tonight. I guess. Some children of bottom. Bishop takes. Let's do this. Wow. Checkmating 1. But oh no, I thought no. Okay. No. Oh, it didn't count. No. Okay. Let's go to the tactics. Whoa. C22 low. Subscribe for 7 months. At a 7-month streak. Wow. I'm surprised because your nickname doesn't ring a bell. Did you change your nickname? 7-month streak. Wow, thanks for the support. Of course, you have access to all the perks. Love the stream, thanks. Can you please explain what your shirt means? I can't concentrate on tactics with this looming in my conscience. So my t-shirt says, I love my time, but instead of love, instead of a heart, it's an egg timer. Well, it's a tomato timer actually, but works the same as egg timers. I have my egg timer here. And this is because I use the Pomodoro technique to control my time when I work. So if you're curious about it, you can just search Pomodoro technique by Cirillo, something Cirillo. It's not Christian Cirilla, it's a different person who invented the technique. Yeah. So because I love my time, I control my time. Okay, let me see if I fix this shitty chess.com layout. I think it's fixed. So you should be able to do puzzles now. Okay, let's start. Yes, endgame. Okay, white to move. So black wants to get a queen. We would love to stop it, to stop that from happening. We cannot do it with the bishop. We're not in time. We're not in time. Our king is not in time either. Takes, he has queen. So either we are in time somehow to stop that pawn, doesn't feel like it, or we're in time to checkmate our opponent. Looks like it could be. Or we have a way to use both ideas to maybe dominate a queen on a1, which I'm not 100% believer. So how could we checkmate him? We're gonna have a couple of checks. Maybe our knight is in time. If our knight gets to c2, for example, check. If he goes here, check. That's already an improvement, because then we have two moves to control a1, and that should be a win. So probably after this check, he shouldn't allow another check with the knight, so he should go to one of those two squares. What am I saying? To this square. Okay, so that check seems to force king g4. It's not something that seems to be good to do, but at least it's a forcing move. Another idea is to get the king closer first, to then have those checks. But then I think it's no longer about stopping the pawn, because we will not be able to stop it. It's more about checkmating. Check. If he goes up, we might play bishop. No. Check. There. Actually, why don't I start with king f3? No. Okay, I'm too asleep still. I'm not even considering the idea of taking on h7, which could be also an idea. Check, king g4, if I take. No. Check, g4. Knight e4, a2. Bishop d7, check. King h5. No. Check. H4. Ay, ay, ay. Don't see anything. Okay, so knight g5 check, king g4, knight f3, a2, bishop d7 check. Maybe even king g3. Maybe even that. King f4, a2, knight g5 check, king h4, or king h2, king h4, let's say. Nice tough puzzle to start the day with. Yeah. Check. Take. e2. Check. Oh, there's the knight f6 check. So knight g5 check. Forcing king g4. Then knight takes h7. Oh, but knight f6 is not check, Pepe. Okay, never mind. A2. Let's say bishop f3 check. If he goes to g5, no, don't do that. Okay, let me start over because I'm mixing stuff in my head. King g4 only move. Knight takes h7. a2. Knight f6 is check. Knight f6 is check. Then king g5, h7. And he cannot take. He must get a queen. Oops. He must get a queen. Then we get a queen. And he has two different checks. 3, 4, 5 different checks. Or 6. Okay, maybe we can improve that. But that's an idea. King g4 only move, knight takes h7. If he goes king h5, then maybe I can stop the pawns somehow. Let's see. Knight f6, forcing to take. I don't see how. I don't see how. Knight g4 check, king moves. Nope. Okay, that looks like a promising line, but I don't have everything worked out. So knight g5 check forces king g4. Then knight takes h7. If a2, something happens. If king h5, something happens as well. Is king h5 a problem? I know the h-pawn is dead. I'm trying to get in time to stop the pawns and win anyway. Well, there's another way to start that I didn't consider. This check, is that useful in any way? Yes. He has some moves though. Some alternatives. Yeah, probably nothing. For okay, let's consider it. Check. If king up, maybe king f4. Then king h5. Bishop g4 check, king g6. Bishop f5 check, draw. So I'm trying to construct something. I'm trying to build something. Because I have two moves, and yes, he's gonna have a queen, but if I have a good construction with two moves, could work. Something like king f4 and bishop e8, stuff like that I'm considering. Hey, why Miliko? What is up? Or this and bishop d7, bishop g4, stuff like that. So king f3, a2, for example. Check. If he goes up, bishop d7 is not probably a good idea because he promotes and I don't have a good follow-up, I think. But check, goes up, take king h5 anyway. Your brain hurts. Imagine mine. I'm so wiped out. King f3 and knight g5. Yeah, but king f3, a2, knight g5 check, king h4. He's promoting. Our knight is under attack. If we take on h7, he might promote, or maybe he just plays king h5. I know there's some constructions with knight and bishop where we can have a checkmate, but I'm trying to make one of those with this king going up, and I only can think about king f4, but then the king goes the other way. So let's say king f4, a2. Now knight g5 or knight e5, g4, knight g5 check. King h2. Knight f3 check. King up. Are we supposed to draw this or to win? I would expect we should win. But yeah, maybe we have to go for the draw. You never know. So you're saying bishop f3 could be a draw after a2, king f2. He gets queen. I like that idea. Knight g5, king h4, and knight f3. Knight takes bishop on f3. We cannot take our own bishop. Maybe with the bishop on e8 that construction could work. Somehow. Oh, because then there's a checkmate line in that line. If the king goes down, there's a checkmate with knight on f3, bishop back to d7, checkmate. Okay, I like that idea. But how do I prevent the king from going up? So bishop e8, a2. King f2. But then he might just escape. And even if he gets a queen, king f2 is useless, yeah. So maybe I start with bishop d7 check again. So I don't want to start with check here, because king h4, king h5 is annoying. But how to do it? Hey William, what's up? Maybe start with this check and see whether he goes up or down to choose where to put our king. Show those newbies what's up. What's up? So let's say after the check he goes up, for example. How are you gonna stop the a pawn? I won't stop it, probably. We'll see. After king h4, I think I calculated this already. King f4, a2, he will bar. Now knight g5 or knight e5 seem the same to me. Therefore, maybe the answer is knight e6. Hey Malek, good morning. 96 doesn't quite work. So let's say 90, but yeah, the knight on f3 is not working either. It's not mate. Why am I? If I do knight f5 in that line, the king can escape back to h3 because I'm blocking the bishop. So this is the line: bishop d7, king up, king f4, 96. Well, I made two moves in a row. After king f4, a2, 96, a1 queen, f5 checking back to h3. But yeah, bishop g4 is an idea. So yeah, if bishop check, king up, king here, a2, bishop g4, a1 equals queen, 95 or knight g5. But he's gonna have check on c1, he's gonna have check on f6. I cannot stop everything, can I? Intuition tells me king f4 should be the first move. Did you calculate this? Yeah, I discussed that a bit. Although it's hard to calculate everything. But yeah, king f4, a2, and then I'm not sure, because if I check, for example, he can go down. And then a3 check, he goes back up. It would be nice to have bishop f1, but we don't. But yeah, it's maybe there's something there. Bishop d7 check in g2. And then 91 and a knight here, so yeah, my intuition also told me king f4, but I didn't calculate all the lines. Actually, this one I'm saying right now might work for white. After a2, knight g5 check, if he goes down, knight f3 check. And if king g2, we have always the 91 check, knight c2. That should win. So if g2 is forbidden, therefore h1 is also forbidden because it's on the line of the bishops. He has to go back to h3, then bishop d7 check forces king g2, and we win. So that's right. After king f4, a2, knight g5 check, he must go up. He must go to h4. That's already good news. Then I thought we cannot check on f3 because of king h5, so we might just start with bishop e8, and if he gets the queen, knight f3 check. If king goes down, bishop d7 doesn't work. That's a problem. So maybe bishop e8 is stupid. Okay, so king f4, a2, knight g5 check, h4. I want the king on f2 if in that line, so but I don't want to start with king f2. Maybe knight g5 is not the second move. Maybe bishop e8 is. I think we already discussed something like that. But then against knight g5 he can go down. Yeah. Okay. 5 king h4. So far I can tell for sure that this isn't a puzzle rush. Yeah, it's not. If he goes up, I want my knight on f5 if he wants to h5. So how to do that? If taking h4, check, up, and knight e4. Then I want the bishop on e8 again. Came to stunt. Hey, thanks for the follow. I hope you like the stream. So let's consider this line again. King f4, a2, knight e5 checking h4, and I was thinking now maybe bishop e8, stopping king h5. No, that's not what I wanted for this line to work. How to do this? Bishop d7, stopping the king from going down. Up there, he's gonna have that. This is tough, guys. Okay, let's say bishop d7, a1, knight f3 check, forcing only move king h5. Then bishop e8 check, forcing only move king takes h6. Then I'm not in time to play knight e4 and knight f5 with checkmate. Of course I'm not. Or knight h4 in this case, because the queen is controlling d4. So king f4, a2, knight g5 checking h4. Okay, maybe that line can be worked more. Just to show for the people that got that just came to the puzzle, what we saw in the beginning basically wasn't much, but knight g5 check is another move to consider as a candidate move for the first move, and it forces king g4, which looks good for black, but it forces that because all the other legal moves allow a series of checks where the knight ends up on c2, therefore winning. So okay, maybe it's useless information, but knight g5 check forces king g4. It's the only way for black. It looks good for black though, that line immediately, but that idea is there. I found something against king h4, I guess. Something against king f4, a2, knight g5 check king h4. It looks like there must be something there, but how to do it? So knight f3 checking h5. Let's say bishop e8 check, king takes h6. Knight h4 maybe, threatening checkmate on f5 so he cannot promote. Then to skip the checkmate he only has king g7. You say knight e4. Yeah, knight e4 has the same idea than... Oh, but you're right, that's different, because then you have knight e6. Or knight c2. Oh, knight c2 is easier. Yes, Melek, I think you're right. I think you're right. I think that's the way to do it, not knight h4, but yeah, knight e4. So let's show that line again. King f4. Black is not forced to play a2, but I mean, it's a critical line because he's threatening to promote. So a2. Then knight g5 check. We already discussed if the king goes down, there's knight f3 check, and at least we're going to stop the pawn. Because if king h3, bishop d7 check, and he must go to g2. If he goes to g2 or h1 immediately, same idea applies of knight e1 check, king knight c2. So he's forced up. Then knight f3 check. He's not really forced to go up, but again that's critical. If he goes down, we have the same ideas of bishop g4, bishop d7 check, and knight e1 check, and knight c2. There's only one exception though. No, there's no exception because our king is on f4, there's no king g4. Okay, no exception. So knight f3 check, he must go here, then bishop e8 check. What is the aim of the bishop e8? Well, it's a check, so that's good. And forces king takes h6 and creates the mate threat. Now knight e4 threatens knight f5 checkmate. And as Melek pointed out, if he stops it, then there's knight c2. So if he gets the queen, knight f5, it's checkmate. And the alternative for black is to move the king to g7. And then I thought we had knight e6 check, which is funny. But yeah, knight c2 there. Not sure about other lines, because it's not forced. I think it's pretty forced. Except maybe the first move. But the rest of the moves, I think they are forced. The first is not forced, and the second might not be forced. Let's look at that again. After a2, I'm gonna try and prove that all the rest of the moves are forced. So, knight e5 check. If he does not go up, he has to go to h2. Then knight f3 check. If he goes to g2, knight e1 check, knight c2. If he goes to h1, knight e1 check, knight c2. At least. There's knight e4 check also. If he goes back to h3, bishop d7 check, only move king g2, knight e1 check, knight c2. So, after king f4, a2, knight e5 check, he must go up. Then knight f3 check. If he does not go to h5, he has to go to h3, only move. Then bishop d7 check, then only move king g2, then knight e1 check, knight c2 again. So after king f4, a2, knight g5 check, king h4, knight f3 check, he's forced to go up. Then bishop e8 check, only legal move is taking the pawn. then knight e4, yeah, so that's all forced. So the only thing is, if after king f4 he can play something different than a2. But I would bet any other move is not so critical because he's gonna be 2 moves away from promotion. But okay, I'll consider those after I grab more coffee. I'll be right back. Okay, so yeah, if he's 2 moves away from promoting, we can probably do the same things with the knight without the need to have checks in the way. But okay, so for example, well, what will he play? That is not a2. c3 maybe? Maybe c3. Okay, let's say c3. Knight g5 check. Knight f3 is going to be check. And so next move is knight f3 check, knight e1, and knight c2. So I think that's it, right? If c3, knight g5 check, knight f3 check, and knight e1. Okay, so what other ideas could black try? Run with the king, but the king has not access to g2. So run with king h2 maybe. Then let's try the same knight g5 or not. There might be a checkmate if the king goes to g1, but he's not forced to go to g1. So So let's try to go to do knight f3 check. Yeah. So let's go knight g5, and if he goes a2, knight f3 check, we're basically transposing, and we will have knight e1, knight c2, etc. So the only way for him different would be king g1 after knight g5, but then I go king g3, a2, bishop g2, a1, and I have two different checkmates to choose. So yeah, I don't see anything for black after king f4 that is not a2. I'm gonna play it, guys. I do trust our line. Yeah. Hey Mike, good morning. What's up? Check here. Check here. 94. AC2. Yes! Where is my... Here it is. Good warm-up. For me it's morning to actually even 13 o'clock. Yeah, it's it's 1 p.m. here, yeah. Okay, let's show the lines if I can. Yes, you can see the board, perfect. Okay, so I think if he goes down and tries to run, we play king g3 and he's checkmated because he's trapped. Now, bishop g2. Next move is checkmate with the knight. Everything before 9 p.m. is morning. Well, with time zones, that's almost right for me. I just broke King of Crowns chess online on stream and it keeps freezing on me for some reason. King of Crowns chess online on Steam. Okay, a2 was played. If c3, we go check. Let's say this, for example, check. We're gonna do the same checks to ensure we have knight e1 check and king c2 and knight c2. And the knight controls both pawns. And even if his king gets there, we have ways to defend our knight there, so... Okay, maybe it's interesting to see what happens in a line like this. Okay, not this, but this. Maybe it's interesting to see what happens in a line like this. A2. But it's hard to believe. It's hard to believe. We could even allow this and win with the bishop. But I guess there's something stronger here, probably. For example, this check. And if he goes here... Oh, it's a stalemate. Okay. Oh, but anyway, the check is... What am I thinking? This is checkmate. Okay. Never mind. Let's go to the next one. Okay. I guess we have to dominate that rook with our knights. Maybe even checkmate that terrible king. Okay, we're black here. White has a terrible king here. And a terrible rook probably here. That could be forked at some point. Hey Sefa! Good morning. Do I have? No, I don't. Okay, next time I go grab coffee, I will grab a hair gun. You just woke up? Good morning. Slept at 6 o'clock yesterday. Yesterday I went to bed before midnight, and today I woke up just before noon, so I slept a lot. And I'm still tired. I still feel tired. Why is everyone so late? It's Sunday, Mika. It's lazy Sunday. No, I had a terrible trip yesterday. Too many hours. Too tired. Fito is also tired from the trip. He's sleeping right now. And this morning, after sleeping so many hours, he wouldn't even get up from bed. Chess Ultra is probably the best. Okay, so what do we have here and what can we do? Last move is attacking this guy over here. We're black. Nobody. We're black. Black to move and win, I guess. You see the coordinates and you see here to the right where it says black to move. Here over my rating. Okay. Okay, protecting the pawn and bringing the knight looks like the most natural move to try, right? And yeah, by bringing the knight we might have some checkmate ideas at some point, like for example king f2 followed by knight e3 maybe, and then no, we need a knight to check on g3 though for the checkmate, or on f1. F1, g3 and knight f3 would be mate. So knight here, knight e3 and king f2 is a checkmate construction that takes too many moves. Takes too many moves. And the rook might get out. If we, for example, try to be clever, something like knight f4, rook takes knight e4, he might even get a draw with rook takes knight. So we probably need to save that pawn. And I don't think advancing it is a good idea, so I don't see any other ideas besides knight e4, knight e6. The problem is which one. Do we want the knight to have access to e4 or to have access to e2? From both e4 and e2 it has access to g3, but from e4 it has access to f2 as well, which could be interesting for a checkmate. Or not. Could or could not be. Okay, one problem with defending the pawn, it's not really a problem, but one thing to consider is what happens if he sacrifices the rook for the pawn and starts pushing his own pawn. We need to blockade that pawn and win, which I think we can do if the pawn does not get too far advanced. So I guess that shouldn't worry us a lot. So for example, knight e4, h4, knight f4, rook takes, knight takes, h5, and we block just in time on h6. Can two knights even win? Yeah, two knights win against a pawn, but sometimes, and you have to play it right. Good news is we're already here and he's already here, so those endgames after rook takes pawn look winning to me. Melek means angel in Turkish. Oh, cool. So 94, 96. Pronunciation is different. Melek and Malek. Okay. Okay. I guess 93 also defends the pawn. No idea what's going on with this puzzle. Yeah, I have like 94, 96, 93, maybe 97, I don't believe it, as candidate moves. Or even king f4 or king e4. Are we somehow mating him if he sacked the rook? Yes, we are. If he sacrifices the rook for the pawn, we should win. That's why I want 94 or 96. Because, for example, if 93 and he sacks now and plays h4, our other knight is too far away. It's still probably winning after knight h6, but I don't know. I think if the pawn gets to the 5th rank, we're still winning. If the pawn gets to the 6th rank, we're not. So as long as we block on h6, we should win. You were thinking the pawn would promote here. So let's say 94. I'm not scared of him sacrificing the rook, so let's say the rook escapes. Then my construction was with 93 and king f2. So let's do it. I cannot go king f2 because rook d8. So I guess 93 first. He can try king g1, but then I have 92, knight g3. So king g1 doesn't look right for him. And let's say rook d8, because if he does something different, I go king f2 immediately. Rook d8. (92), and that starts looking good for us. Maybe rook d3 still. Because I'm threatening a checkmate. Knight f1 check, king h1 only move, knight g3 check, king g2 only move. Oh, it's not checkmate yet. It's pretty close. I need a knight on f3 or f1, and then the other. King f2 maybe. Yeah, king f2. If I play king f2, that would be checkmate. So maybe rook d3, king f2. And how does he stop the checkmate? Knight f1 check, king h1, knight f, knight e, g3 is checkmate. He has to sack the rook, and we win. So the line I'm considering is he can capture the knight. No, he cannot. I mean, he would lose because we still have the pawn alive. So the line, let's say it again, 94, rook h8 is not forced at all. He can go rook h7. We're missing a lot of ideas, but it's more about the construction than about the specific of the lines. 93, rook d8, 92, then rook d3, king f2. And we're threatening checkmate. He's gonna have to give up the rook. Rook takes e3, king takes e3. And our knight is totally in time to stop this pawn, I think. Especially because the knight is preventing king g3, so actually our king is in time to play king f4 next move. So yeah. But I don't know if in this position I would calculate all the lines. In a real over-the-board game, I would play 94 because it's so natural. Not sure about other pawns, but pawn h5 blocked is a win. Yeah, and that's my point, that he can never sack. Because we have always time to put the knight on h6, and the other is close enough, this knight here. But I have the feeling that there shouldn't be much difference between that and 93 first. And because I'm looking for the same kind of construction, so I'm gonna 96 seems unnatural to me, so I would have adapt between 94, which is the most natural, and 93, which seems to transpose. But what could be the difference? Maybe rook h4 preventing 94 after 93. 93 rook h4. Maybe that would be a reason not to play 94 first. I mean, I can play f4. But if 93 he can capture the pawn. No, I think it transposes to the other line. Well, I mean, yeah, the other knight is we lose a tempo. Yeah, you're right with that. But 93 rook takes, knight takes, h4, knight h6, and we still need to bring the other the other knight, which would be a step closer in the other line. It would be on d5 instead of b5. But I don't think that's a huge difference, because our king is already here, his king is here, so with a knight on h6, pawn on h5, I think we have time to bring the knight from b5. So I do think that's the main difference between the 94 and 93 lines. Doesn't look like me like that. Have you ever played a Caro-Kann Gurkenidze variation? Probably, but I don't know which variation is that one. Because other knight is far away. Yeah. I would only calculate if I'm mating him if he sack, and I think I am. Oh yeah, I wouldn't calculate that, Malek, because I know I know I will checkmate. I don't believe you can mate with two knights at that position. I think I can, Sefa. I think it doesn't matter whether the knight is on d5 or on b5, because he's already trapped. This king is already trapped with this king here and white's pawn here and white's knight here. I don't think there's much of a difference. e4, c6, d4, d5, knight c3, g6. I guess I played that via transposition, because I played many times the two knights variation of the Caro-Kann, e4, c6, knight c3, d5, knight f3, and many players played g6 there. And of course I eventually played d4, because that's one of the purposes. So yeah, probably not in a direct way. I might have never played that variation, but from transposition, via transposition from the two knights variation, I bet I did many times with the white side. Okay, I'm so tempted to play 94, guys, without calculating everything, because I think it's impossible to calculate everything. I'm gonna do it, I think. And if I fail, okay. If the solution is 93, I guess we will learn something. Yay! Rook g5. Wow. A move I didn't consider at all, and it stops all the ideas with knight g3, maybe. Okay. Roar, exactly, Ramadani. What do we do now? Because my construction, ideal construction was 93 and followed by king f2. If I play 93 now, and he goes rook g3 check, I go king f2. How's he gonna stop my construction? So 93. Again, if he sacrifices, I need to pick one knight. Probably I would take with the d4 knight and then go to h6. If he doesn't sacrifice, what's he gonna do? h4 to have more space for the king. king f2, h5, knight f3 check. Actually, not knight f3 check, but knight f1, maybe. Or maybe I don't play king f2. Okay, so knight e3, h4, king f2, h5. Am I checkmating there? I'm thinking maybe king f2 is not necessary. Okay, so knight f3 check. King goes somewhere. If king h1, oh, that's tricky. Okay, so if king h3, I mean, I take the rook. In that line, I take the rook, so that's good enough. Okay. So knight e3, h4, king f2. I'm threatening knight f3 taking the rook, so he cannot push the pawn. Okay. And if he takes the pawn at that point, because the rook moved, but he's keeping the options open to sack for the pawn, then I should block. With my king on f2, I think I still have time to block on h6 because I will be controlling g4. He's gonna have king h4, king g5. I have to be careful with that. So knight e3, h4, king f2, rook takes. I think I will take with the d4 knight. Or not. No, I would take with the e3 knight. Okay, that's it. And then h5, knight h6. And if king h3, then I go with the other knight to f5. So the king has to go back to h2. And I take it from there. Yeah. So knight e3, if h4, I think king f2 is still good. Threatening a fork. If he sacks the rook, I think I'm still winning, I think. I might be wrong. And if he moves the rook, I will continue with my threats. Knight f1, knight g3. If he moves the rook, I'll do the same. Failing coming, probably, we'll see. But I'm gonna continue with my ideas. Boom. Okay. And now here, this is the risky move, king f2. This is the risky move. It looks working to me. It threatens stuff. It threatens knight g5. But there's also some other candidate move, like king f4. King f4 is a candidate move, isn't it? It also stops h5. It stops king g1. It threatens knight f3. But maybe the king is not so trapped after this, and some rook takes rook takes f5 immediately, maybe. And white's king is not so trapped. So I think I like king f2. King f2, rook g8. What's the winning idea there? Okay, let's try that. Yeah, let's try to work that line. So knight f1 check was my whole construction idea. Knight f1 check. Maybe I'm missing something. After king h1, I thought I was winning. Oh no, 92, 92, sorry. So king f2, rook g8, 92. Was that the idea? Can't remember. Maybe that only worked with the pawn on h3. What about knight g4 check? Actually, what about knight g4 check in this position? No. Okay, I'm going crazy now in my head. Okay, so let's see. King f2, rook g8, knight f1 check. If king h3, then 92. Should be game over. So king h1. Then 92. He has a check on g2. I missed the check. Otherwise, knight e to g3 would be killing. So again, king f2, rook g8, knight f1 check, king h1. Yeah, the rook g2 threat is a problem. Or maybe I can try knight g3 check, king g2, and knight d to e2. Knight d e2. Isn't that killing? I think it is. I think it is. Then h5 has to be played, I think. Knight f1 check, king back to h1, knight e to g3 check, and I win the pawn. And I still have a pawn, so I will win. Isn't that it? Nobody? After king f2, rook g8, knight f1 check, followed by knight e2. Sorry. If king h3, oh, I missed king h3, knight e2, rook g2 check. I thought after king h3, knight e2 was completely winning, but there's still rook g2, yeah. However, okay. So 96? Okay, let's see this one. King f2, rook g8, knight f1 check, king h3, 96. If rook g2 check, king f3. h5. Oh, h5 is possible there. Yeah, h5 is possible there. Oofda. And I think I only have a draw there. Knight f4 check, king h4. How's your head not exploding? I don't know. It should be. Okay. So, king f2 might be too slow. King e2 and push the pawn. I don't think a mating net is the solution. Try looking for another wing. Well, I think mating net is the solution in some lengths, if he sacks the rook for the pawn, for example. What about first knight g4? Well, my idea of king f2 wasn't just a mating net, it's also winning the rook with knight f3. It's the threat. My threat is knight f3. Knight e6 has a tempo. Yeah, that's right, Mika. That might actually improve my line a bit. Though he has a tempo as well, but then king f2, which was my idea in the first place. So yeah, knight e6. Really nice way to try my ideas. King e2 is with tempo. Yeah, every king move is with tempo, in a way. So you like the king e2 idea? Wow, I'm confused about that idea. Because after rook takes, I think it might win. I'm not saying it doesn't win, but you know, we're letting that king escape a bit. For example, no matter which knight we choose, he's gonna have king g3 after h5, knight h6, right? Yeah, it's a block on h6 and it's probably winning, but I would be scared to allow that if I'm not forced to allow that in a game. I'm not saying it's not the answer. I'm saying after rook takes, let's say this knight takes, h5, knight h6, king g3, I'm sure it's a win. We have king e3 and still the king is blocked. I'm just concerned, but yeah, it should still be a win. If I already have the king in the corner, I know how to checkmate. If I don't, I'm so bad at pushing. I know there are techniques for that, but I'm very bad at them. To push a king only with king and knight. But yeah, I guess it's a win. I guess I shouldn't be scared of that. I would be in an over-the-board game. Even with king in the center or so, it always wins. Well, it's not always, as far as I know. Because the defending side has always a choice to make where to go, and sometimes you don't have time to bring your other knight. But yeah, in this case, it's too close, so yeah, it should be a win. For example, that famous king and two knights versus king and pawn that Karyakin won. I can't remember against whom. Against Nippo, maybe? Or against who? Well, it was a draw, it wasn't a win. And he managed to win. Yeah, that position was not a win. I have no idea how to mate with two knights against pawn. Okay, maybe we will show. Let's see. So king e2. Let's say I'm not scared of rook takes f5. Then we have the plan f4, f3, f2, f1, right? And we threaten knight f3 check as well. So he cannot just push the pawn. So let's say he tries rook g3, knight f1. Okay. Rook g8, let's say, f4. You can even mate with one knight against the pawn. Yeah, with some cooperation. If there's no mating net, run the pawn. Yeah. Yeah, let's say if I was white, I would do something like rook f8, maybe not immediately, because of knight f5. Knight f5. Okay, no, yes, rook f8. And then f3, for example, h5. And I don't think that's a wing anymore. Is it? Okay, so let's show it again. King e2, rook g8, f4, rook f8. If f3, h5. And okay, maybe there's a forcing knight f3 check that wins, but oh no, the pawn is on f3. My point is, if f2, rook takes f2, and there's no blockade on h6. Oh, but there's knight g4 check, Pepe. There's knight g4 check. Knight g4 is check. But yeah, knight f5 fails, I think, due to prunes. If some knight goes to f5, he plays h6. And then we cannot take it because rook takes f2 is a draw. Or rook takes f3, sorry. If knight f5, h6, if he takes it, rook takes f3. If f2, h7, f1, and yeah, we still win. We still win. By one tempo. Yeah. It's scary. He might get a stalemate or something, but yeah, it's winning every way. All right, I'm gonna go king e2, I think. I'm already tired of this puzzle. Just do something. Okay, so he tries on g7, but it should be the same. Okay. Just do something, Nike. I feel like you need a pen and paper for this, so you remember all your lines. I remember all the lines. Hey, Rocking. So what's wrong with f4 now? f4, king f7, rook f7, f3. Maybe there's something better than knight f3, like knight f3 check now. Just f4. Yay! So I'm going to show analysis board just to show the checkmate with two knights versus pawn. I'm not going to show all the lines we said, but just that one for those of you who were not believing it. Okay, yeah, let's do this. For example, if h4 we cannot take because then it's a draw, but we block here. Let's say he pushes. That's the best thing to do. I don't believe it. Okay, then how could we do this? Well, I don't know. For example, this. So the king has to go to these two squares. Let's say he tries to escape. That would be like a good idea. But then we have this. And this is the kind of maneuver you do with one king and knight to trap the king. At some points you need to do moves like this one, with your knight controlling this square. Sorry, the knight, not the king. So you force the king back again. And then you sort of triangulate it with your king, and now the king is trapped in two squares. Once you have the king there, it's very easy. You need to envision how are you gonna checkmate with the other knight. If I go and check here, then I need knight g3 check mate. And so for example, in this position, instead of having the knight here, I might prefer to have it on g5. So no, but actually that's the same. on g1 maybe. So you choose the best position for your knight, and maybe, for example, one way would be this. So from here, controlling this, I will have knight f3, and with the other one I will go to g3. In this case, for example, after this move, we could do, I don't know, there's many ways, but this is not one because that's stalemate. This would be one, and if he goes here, we go here, and then next move is checkmate. Or if he goes up, probably I did the wrong way anyway. But also, okay, that's only one way, but also in this position, maybe there's a checkmate already, right? Because if the king is already trapped and we protect h2, we're gonna have knight to g3. The thing is, when the king is already trapped in two squares, you just calculate, and in this case, for example, it's very obvious that knight g4 wins, because the king is stalemated. But yeah, I believe there's many ways. Just don't have stalemate, and that's gonna be it. Yeah, in this case, knight g4 is the best. And this is easy when the king is already in the side of the board. And of course, in this position, if there was no pawn for white, it would be a stalemate. So that's why you need that pawn to be alive. Okay, and that's gonna be similar in other lines. Okay, I need to do a very short break. Go to the restroom, grab more coffee and grab a hair band. But I'll load the next puzzle for you. I have a strong feeling we solved this one already. Yeah, we did this one already. Okay, never mind. I'll do my break and let the puzzle there for you to solve. Well, I'll be back in a minute or so. I'm back. I'm back with my coffee. And guys, I think not only this is a repeated puzzle, we also got this one. I think this is the first puzzle we get it 3 times. I think this is the 3rd time we get this puzzle. And this is the one with a dirty trick. If I remember correctly, there's the king a3 dirty trick, and then bishop sack for the stalemate. So I think I remember it. Let's see. So okay, the obvious way to start is rook check, king must go up, and then if rook g7 with a fork on b7, if he moves this bishop, then the bishop goes to h3, and then if we do the check, the king goes to a3, and then if we take this bishop, then bishop g2 check is a draw. That's the dirty trick. What was the way to avoid it? If I remember correctly, rook g1 check, king b2, rook g7 is right, and after bishop h3 we have the king f2 move, or not there actually, not there. We don't have king g3 there. We have rook h7 hitting the bishop first, so bishop d2 doesn't work yet, and then after bishop f1 we had king f2 hitting the bishop and still the fork on b7, but then there's bishop a6. Therefore rook g1 check, king b2, rook g7, bishop h3, rook h7, bishop f1, then rook b7 check, king a3, king f2, hitting both bishops and avoiding bishop a6 and or bishop g2 check. And we're gonna win one of the bishops without stalemate in black. I think that was the line. I might be wrong. I might have memory failure. I think it's rook h7, king. Yeah, I think I remember. And king f2 here. Now we just take the free bishop, right? Yay! What about if bishop f1, rook a1? Rook a1? Okay, let's show the lines, because for some of you this puzzle is new. So the check, king b2 is forced. Now rook here, hitting bishop, and if the bishop moves, there's a fork on b7. That's the main idea. It's not a pin fuck. Okay. So the trick is if we go here, check first, king a3, and we take the bishop, bishop g2 check, this is a draw. This is a draw. If we take it, he's a stalemate. If we don't, he's gonna take our bishop. He meant rook h1, okay. So we first hit here, and if bishop f1, rook h1, you thought it was a pin, rook h1. Yeah. No, here it's not a pin, so I bet he's gonna save both bishops. And here we go check first. If we go here, then he stops the check on b7. Bummer. So rook check, king a3, good try. But now this. Of course, if we take again, he has bishop g2 check. Okay, cool. Cool. Next. Wow, finally a non-endgame puzzle. Let's see. So, what's this position about? It seems equal from a material point of view. We have some checks in the diagonal. We have some discover attacks, sorry, against the rook on c2. But I don't find anything useful to do with our knight yet. Knight h5. The queen seems trapped, right? Yeah, that's right. But the queen has a escape path. So knight h5 doesn't look like At least not in an obvious way, like the way to trap the queen. Hmm. Yeah, queen d4 check. Oh. Okay, I don't know. Let's do something. I'm trying to find good moves with this knight, but don't really see any. Okay, knight takes knight would be something to calculate for sure. Rook takes c7. It's probably, but also queen takes is safe for white. So yeah. Well, I could start with the check here to defend the rook on c7, but rook takes c7 would attack my queen, so not really sure. How's that an improvement? What can I do with my c4 knight that it's useful? So if we want, we can force that queen to h4. How's that helpful? Oh, actually, the queen. Oh, yeah, of course. So knight h5, queen g5, h6, queen h4. Now knight takes d2. So rook takes c7, rook takes c7, rook takes c7, queen b6 check. And we won the knight. Are we not winning a knight if we forced his queen away from defending the knight? Ah, no, wait. He has queen h... No, he doesn't have queen h4. I just take the knight. I thought he had queen h4, queen e1, but no. So knight h5. If queen g5, h6, queen h4. So we push the queen away from the defense of d2, and then we take on d2. That looks very simple. That looks very simple. What can be wrong with that? Why not check first? Why not check first? I mean, why check first? Queen b6 check, you say? Okay, queen check. I see your point, Malek. I see your point. Knight h5, queen g5, h6, queen h4, knight takes d2, rook takes c7, rook takes c7, rook takes c7, queen b6 check, queen f2. And there's a fork on d4. Yeah, that's right. So if we start with the check, that is prevented. Yeah. Good point. And we need to start with the check on b6, not on a7. Because what? Is my knight trapped anyway? In both lines after all the trades on c7, bishop takes b5. Oh no, I have a bishop defending b5. I'm stupid. So what is the difference between queen b6 and queen a7? There must be a difference, otherwise this wouldn't be a puzzle. Okay, I guess after knight h5 he might have something different than queen h4. Some knight takes c4. Aha! So queen a7 is the move, because queen b6, knight h, check, king moves somewhere, let's say here. Knight h5, knight takes c4 hits my queen on b6, right? So actually queen b6 seems natural, but we need to do it on a7 to prevent that. Yes. No, rook takes c4, what is the problem? Okay, let's show that. Why was checking necessary? Okay, let's answer both questions. Checking was necessary, Mikke, because of queen f2 and a fork on d4 in the end. I'm gonna show it right now. So, if we start with this, and queen h4, or queen g5, h6, queen h4, doesn't really matter, it's the same. Let's do this, for example. We take here, he takes here, we take here, he takes here, and yes, we have a fork to regain our rook, but after queen f2, and we take, he has a fork to regain the piece here, and the endgame is probably equal. So if we start with the check, there's no fork in the end. And now what is the difference between queen b6 and queen a7? Let's see. Not sure if king h1 or... yeah, king h1 seems more natural. And now, instead of... okay, if he goes here, it's basically the same line as with queen a7. But the difference here is knight takes, hitting our queen. And Melek was asking why not rook takes c4 here. Well, I guess the queen just defends the rook, and again this is equal, right? I mean, we didn't win anything here. So yeah, because his problem was we're threatening knight takes d2. If he gets to take on c4, problem is gone. So therefore the queen must be on a7 to prevent knight takes c4. Because of course here, if knight takes c4, we just take the queen. If knight takes c4 now, we take the queen. Okay, cool. Cool. Let's go for the next one. Rawr. Okay, so this king is in a bit of trouble. Let's do 3300. We're still too far from that. Okay, there might be some tricks with this knight, maybe. It would be nice, it would be lovely if this bishop contributes, but it's not easy at all. It would be nice to have a path for these rooks to go there. The only one that seems to work is probably rook f4, rook f4 to h4. Maybe that's actually a strong idea. Hey, Rolo, thanks for the follow. Rook takes b3. Rook takes b3. Oh, I said rook f4, rook h4. I meant rook c5, rook a5. We're black, yeah. So rook takes b3. I'm not sure. Queen c1. Yeah, queen c1 is a defensive idea. So for example, rook f5, queen c1. Yeah, that's right. That is right. So rook takes b3. Wow, it's definitely a forcing move. We would need to have this diagonal opened. I think I don't see any other follow-up after pawn takes b3, queen takes b3, queen b2. I don't like that. I don't believe that. Pawn takes pawn could be an idea. Knight takes could be an idea, but very crazy. Davidav, thanks for the follow. U888CDF, thanks for following. Okay, a5, a4 is very, very slow, and always queen c1 is a bit annoying. How could we? I don't know. Maybe we need to bring this rook to the c file anyway. But to sack for the bishop and then rook c3, nah, I don't believe that. How could we? So I find a lot of interesting slow plans. 97, 95. We probably need something more challenging. Well, I can take on h6. That's one idea. Because then if he takes with rook, this rook would be undefended in these lines with rook b3, queen b3, so there's no queen b2. And if he takes with queen, again rook b3, queen b3, and there's no queen b2. So bishop takes h6 might prevent queen b2 in those lines, which is nice. Sefa says rook c8, rook c5, rook a5, and there's no queen c1 because of rook takes b3. Okay, so you say rook c8, rook bc8, and there's no queen c1 right now because of rook takes b3, and if he takes, we take the queen, which after bishop takes may not win. We might be giving, but okay, yeah, it's an idea. The problem is I don't see our threat, because if he doesn't play queen c1, there's no rook takes b3. So our threat is rook c5, rook a5, which is a bit slow. Taking and rook lift. I'm really considering bishop takes h6. I think I like bishop takes h6. If he takes either way, we can play rook takes b3 next. And he has to take, so it's forcing. So yeah, rook c8 is a nice idea, and I might consider that later when I refute bishop takes h6. But I think I'm gonna calculate first bishop takes h6 because it looks forcing to me. It looks forcing. Let's say he takes with the rook. then rook takes b3, then only legal move pawn takes, then queen takes b3 check. He cannot play queen b2, I think, because just queen takes rook, queen takes bishop, I mean... So he has to move the king somewhere. If king c1, rook c8 might be a kill already. For example, bishop c2, queen a3 check and b3, or queen a2. Queen a2, yeah, there's no queen takes b4. Yeah, that seems killing. And if king goes to a1, we don't have a rook lift. But queen a4 check? Okay, I don't know. Maybe that's not the end of the world for... Maybe that's not the end of the world for white. And if bishop takes, queen takes, then rook b3, pawn takes, queen takes b3 check. And I think either way I go queen c3 check and b3. He's gonna have g5 to try and checkmate me. Nothing wrong with a slow win. Yeah, as long as it wins. So if queen takes, rook takes b3, pawn takes, queen takes b3 check, king c1, queen c3 check, king b1. Yeah, maybe I don't have a threat there. Maybe I don't have a threat. Although maybe instead of queen c3 check I go queen a2, threatening rook c8, queen a2. Okay, see you, nobody. Have a good day. Okay, so bishop takes h6, queen takes h6, rook takes b3 check, pawn takes, queen takes b3. I'm trying to calculate what happens with king c1, and I think queen a2 is a nice move. I think he can even take with the rook and play king a1 with a draw. Yeah, I'm trying to refute all the lines and I didn't refute any of them yet. But if you say the rook is a good way, let's go with the rook. I still don't know how to win against queen takes h6, but okay, let's see with the rook. Okay, so with the rook, rook takes b3, pawn takes, queen takes b3, check, king a1. And there I thought queen a4 check. He has to go back to b1. But yeah, I don't have a strong threat here. I don't have a strong threat there, right? b3 doesn't really create any problems. And yeah, and we sacked a rook and not killing yet, so yeah, I think you're right, Malek. So let's see Sefa's idea. Rook bc8, and if bishop takes g7, rook c5. So the idea is rook c8, rook c5, rook a5, preventing queen c1. And what can white do? What can white do? I mean, if white does nothing, okay, let's try bishop e3, stopping rook c5. Then we go d4, right? Okay. So let's say rook bc8 takes on d5. We take, and bishop e3 then. We just take it, probably. And our bishop is open, yeah. Why can't try bishop e5 to a4? Oof, that. Then rook takes e2, just that, yeah. So rook bc8, I think white can try queen c1. I think, I'm not sure. And then rook takes b3 check, pawn takes b3. Oh, but we win the bishop. No, no, sorry. Oh no, we don't, because he takes with the bishop on c1. Queen b3, king a1. So rook bc8, queen c1, rook takes b3 check, c takes b3, rook takes c1 check, bishop takes c1, queen takes b3 check, king a1, queen a4 check, king b1 and b3, entering a2 with our queen. Yeah, I mean, I was concerned that we gave two rooks for the queen, but I guess white has huge problems there, so that should be good for us. What's wrong with bishop takes h6, rook c8? Bishop takes h6, rook takes h6, and then rook bc8. Start your suggestion. You have two passers. Yeah, but I think it's not about the passers. I think it's winning because of queen a4 check b3, and there's no way to stop queen a2. So what's wrong with bishop h6 followed by rook c8? Same idea, same ideas, right? Well, without a bishop, maybe white can try. We no longer have the bishop on g7. So white might try. I don't know. I was thinking queen g5. I was thinking crazy things like queen g5. But of course the rook would be hanging here, so that's a stupid idea. Okay, I'm having too many things on my plate right now. You said so many things at the same time that I don't know what to do now. I'm collapsing in my head. So should I see what's wrong with bishop h6 followed by rook c8? I had something, I can't remember. I was going to see some other line and I forgot now. Okay. So yeah, I was thinking something about this rook c8, rook c5, rook a5, and I totally forgot now about it because of the bishop h6 suggestion. Forcing lines, Pepe. Yeah, bishop h6 is a forced line. The first move is forced, but then we go to rook c8, which is not forced, it's just a long-term plan. But for that, I would prefer to do it immediately, rook c8. If I go for a forced line like bishop h6, I would continue forced with rook b3, but we already saw that that's a bad idea. So 97, 95, yeah, that was another thing I was going to calculate. But guys, I think I'm starting to be messy in my head and tired, so I should probably stop. I feel like I should stop. I'm starting to get very messy about what lines I'm thinking. That's a sign I should stop. Be 3300 and stop. I cannot do that. I'm not 3300. Bishop takes h6 seems less precise just from logical point of view. Yeah, I mean, if our winning idea is rook b8, rook c8, rook c5, rook a5, then bishop takes h6 would be not logical. I agree with that. I agree with that. Finish this and stop. I'll try my best to do that. I'll try my best to finish this and stop, but I think I'm gonna fail it. That's my feeling now. That's why I think I should stop before trying it. Because I think I cannot calculate more. So rook b8. Bishop g7, rook c5, bishop takes knight, rook a5. Then if he sacks the queen, we're checkmating anyway, so he cannot take on f6. So rook c8, rook bc8, bishop takes d7, rook c5, queen h6. No, that's stupid. Say Totti, hey, thanks for the follow. So rook bc8, bishop takes g7, rook c5. Oh, look at that. We just take it. No, I just envisioned something funny. Rook bc8, bishop takes d7, rook c5, bishop f8. That's funny. Because then if rook a5, there's queen takes c3. Queen a2 check. Still good. Then we take the queen. Eric Kido, thanks for the follow. I hope you like the stream. Anyway, bishop f8, we can just take the bishop. And there's no queen takes rook after that. So I'm trying to refute the rook bc8 line. If I don't refute the rook bc8 line, I'm gonna play rook bc8. That's what I'm gonna do. I cannot do anything more than that. I mean, I could try to understand why bishop takes h6 doesn't win. I think to properly solve this puzzle, I would need to spend much more time than what I can right now. Okay, if I'm gonna do this now, I'll try to spend, I don't know, the following 5-10 minutes trying to refute rook bc8, and if I don't get a refutation, I'm gonna just play it. So rook bc8. So Malek is giving the queen c1 line again. You say b2, bishop b2, bishop b2 instead of king a1. Okay, let's try to calculate that. So rook b c8, queen c1, rook takes b3 check, c takes b3, rook takes c1 check, bishop takes c1, queen takes b3 check, bishop b2. Yeah, that's the kind of thing. That's the kind of thing I was worried about. If white gets a safe position with the two bishops and the two rooks, we gave the two rooks for the queen. How do we win there? We have the plan a5, a4, a3, but white has the move bishop c2. So maybe we start with queen a4 to play b3. After bishop e2, queen a4. And we're not checkmating. But if we play b3, queen a2 check, we might play a5, a4, a3. So after bishop b2, queen a4, what can white do? We still have a pawn on d5, right? Yeah, so for the moment there's no bishop c4, bishop a2, but maybe he trades on d5. And c3 is protected, so knight c3 is not going to be a threat. It's a really hard position to evaluate, isn't it? So let's say after bishop b2 we play queen a4 and white takes on d5. If we take on d5 there's bishop c4, so taking on d5 is probably a mistake. Our king is on g8, right? Yeah. Okay, so maybe after bishop b2 we play d4 instead. d4, bishop c2, and what? Queen e6. Probably d4 is better than d takes e4. Ah, wait, our knight defends e4, so d takes e4 he can't probably take with the bishop. Although then after knight takes, pawn takes, e5 is hanging eventually, and rook d7 might be a threat. Rook d8 check also. Oh man, this is too hard for me right now. I think I'm not gonna be able to solve these guys. Yeah, I don't think we can calculate from there to anything concrete. If bishop c2, just take f3. Yeah, that's right, I missed that. So the bishop is pinned. So then after we play d4, he doesn't have bishop c2. We need to have faith that our queenside pawn's gonna win us the game. Okay, we still have the bishop on g7, so e5 is not going to be hanging anyway. And we might have some bishop f8, bishop a3 ideas. No, we still have the pawn on b4. The pawn is on b4, yeah. So let's say after bishop b2 we play d4, he plays rook h3. Rook h3. The idea to continue bishop c2. What do we do? So d4, rook h3, knight d7. Yeah, still with the knight. Entering maybe knight c5 to a4 or knight b6 to a4. So knight e7, bishop c2, queen e6, or maybe queen a4 instead of knight d7. So after d4, rook h3, queen a4, if g5, knight h5, or knight e7. Yeah, I guess I like that position. I like black in that position, but I'm not certain. Yeah, I think knight e7, knight f8 to defend h7. I think white has nothing, no good active play after rook h3. The center is blocked after d4, so the bishop on b2 has no future really. So if white doesn't have an active play, and I think he doesn't, we should win because of the queenside pawns. That's my assess of that position. So I don't believe that's a refutation to rook bc8. So I'm gonna go for it. Although, as I said, Rojo has a very good point. I don't see anything wrong with bishop h6 and rook bc8. But as I said, I feel I cannot solve this right now. I cannot spend all the effort I should. So if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna play rook c8 unless I see a refutation to rook c8. I didn't find a refutation to rook bc8, so I'm gonna play rook bc8. But only because you pushed me to try and finish this puzzle before stopping. What I should do is stopping and in a better moment calculate everything, like bishop takes h6, which seems also okay. Let's play rook bc8. I guess I should take it. I guess there's nothing wrong with taking the bishop, is it? Okay, now I have a choice. I can take the bishop or take on c2. If I take on c2, takes, and then I take on g7, there's rook a1, but I have the queen a2 check first. So take on c2, he takes, I take, he has to take, queen a2 check, and king takes g7. So what is wrong with rook takes b5? Because this looks good. But if I take here, there's this, and rook here, queen takes d5 check. That is what's wrong. That is what is wrong. If I take the bishop, he takes on f6, and then rook a5 doesn't work anymore because of queen d5 check, 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 and checkmate. And I'm checkmated actually. So I guess I have to take on c2. I'm threatening checkmate, so he has to take. I take back. I'm threatening checkmate, so he has to take. Then queen a2 check. King must move probably to d3, but maybe to c1. And then I take the bishop. And You're taking queen, lol. You could just take the queen. What? Pepe blind. What? The rook is defending d5. See? That's why I should stop, guys. This is why I should stop. I told you, when I'm feeling I should stop, next time I'm gonna stop. Next time I'm gonna stop. My brain is no longer capable. So, okay. So rook takes b5 seems crashing then. How's white gonna stop rook a5 and mate? So after rook takes b5, maybe queen c1 now? I can just be a piece up by trading queens. I don't see anything for white against rook takes b5, but of course I'm sure I should be missing a lot of stuff. I have no brain right now. Well, I guess if queen c1 I just trade queens and be a piece up. That should be winning. Queen c1 rook takes b3 would be stupid, right, Erikito? And am I missing something? If queen c1 I sack the rook, I just sacked a rook. How's that good? No, I guess I just, if queen c1 I just trade queens and take the bishop. Okay, let's go. I cannot see anything else. Okay. So I had to take on c2. The rating is pending, by the way. The rating of the puzzle is pending. Yeah, rook takes c2 was winning, and I don't know why didn't I do it, but because I saw that as a good line for me. But yeah, this is what happens when your brain is toasted. You cannot even take good decisions. So, oh, I didn't even try to solve it again. Of course, it has to be rook takes c2. Yeah, okay, so this was the obvious. Now, why is rook takes b5 not good? Let's see. If I go to this point. Okay, so what is wrong with this line then? Did someone see what is wrong with this line? D-pawn is fast after all. White definitely has compensation after rook takes. How so? Bishop takes f6? But what is wrong here? Rook a5? A queen takes d5 anyway. Wow. Yeah, and we have nothing. This is a fortress. If we need to put the rook on d7. Yeah. So we might need to take on b3 and have the draw now, if we cannot win. What does pending mean? That it has no rating yet. The puzzle is new. Don't take with rook on d5. What? We're in check. Hirokoyo, thanks for the follow. If I don't take on d5 with the rook, the only other legal move, I'm checkmated. Erikido, I'm checkmated here. Still choosing a rating, yes. Lots of new complex puzzles lately. Cool position. Yeah. I mean, it was nice while we got endgames today, but the moment I get a middle game position, I cannot do. My brain is too tired for this, so I'm gonna stop now. I still feel like I could do more puzzles if they are endgames, but if I get another position like this one, my brain is gonna explode. Fintel, thanks for the follow. And then I will try and guess the move instead of solving it, and then I will lose a lot of rating. So it was a nice session. We did 5 puzzles, which is kind of my limit. Just try if it's endgame play. If it's not, okay, that's actually a good suggestion. Close the stream. Okay, but don't push it, Sefa, because I know you're gonna push me. Like, now you have to solve this one. So I'm gonna hit next, and it's not an endgame. So thanks everybody, and see you later. I don't think I will stream more today. I'm too tired for that. But I will be back tomorrow with endgames as every Monday, and yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good weekend. I'm gonna rest for the rest of the day. Goodbye. Thank you. Bye bye.